Okay, in this segment, we're going to go ahead and pre-soak some of the tarnishable metals. For instance, this umbrella urn, that's brass. Another sample is a copper pan, kind of a copper tray. So both of these are going to go ahead and be pre-treated. This you only have to do if the article has been neglected for quite some time. If it's been regularly polished, it's not an issue. But just to show you for demonstration purposes how effective our product is, we're going to pre-soak it. Takes the elbow grease right out of it all. Now this is a new bottle, and I'm only putting maybe 1/4 of an inch in the bottom of this measuring cup. Now as you can see, I'm working on a stainless steel table. So when you go to do these sort of things at your house or at work or whatever, just keep in mind that you're going to get a little bit of liquid here and there. And not to go ahead and put metal on metal, because it will scratch. This table we actually don't have to worry about, and that's why we're using it for these purposes. Now you could be a little cleaner than I am. Now, depending on how tarnished that piece is, it may take twice of pre-soaking, because tarnish has layers. And if it's black, that's okay. You just take it off one layer at a time. If it's in fair to midland shape, you could start polishing it with your fingers. So, like I said before, for demonstration purposes, we're just going to give it a bath. That's the great thing about the Briteworks metal polish. It acts actually like a poultice. Metals of all different types are just identically to like your skin. It's got pores. Metal has pores. So anytime you use any kind of product, it could affect it negatively or positively or even neutral sometimes. But this is actually what we do when we have to strip tarnishable metals with clear coats. We take an acid stripper, paint stripper, and we can only leave it on there for about maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Then we have to immediately come back and neutralize and poulticize our pre-soaked piece of copper or bronze, whatever that's tarnishable. We'll just put that right out in front there. And we're going to leave that there. We'll take the copper one first. And what we'll do is we'll take one of these little, actually we'll take one of the little diaper cloths. Go ahead and re-wet it just to make sure it's a good liquefied consistency. And we're going to make a little mess here. Clean it up real quick like. Then we just lightly go over that. We don't want to press down too hard. We just want to go ahead and remove it and get back to our very lightly, very lightly. We want to remove all this little green discoloration from the tarnish that flowed into there while it's wet, because after it dries, it's a lot harder to get out. So just peel the corner of your towel, take your fingernail, and work it out. Then, while we got everything completely somewhat straightened out, clean up our deck a little bit here. We got most of the residue of the polish off. Most of the residue of the polish is off. We take our microfiber cloth and we lightly work it one direction to the next. And that's going to take all that residue that's soaked in the pores of that copper, and it's going to go ahead and remove it quicker than it would with a baby diaper or a diaper or a terry cloth. And depending on what kind of finish is underneath all that tarnish, since this is the bottom of the tray, we're going to have scratches and stuff like that. Now, you could over time polish it one way and get real aggressive with it, and copper's so soft it'd actually start melting itself overwards, and you could pretty much refinish that back plate if this was a displayed face. So there you go, quick and easy. We'll go ahead and pull off the contrast. Got a little bit of drippage that came over on the other side. But no rubbing, no scrubbing. We just let the product remove all the acid pits, the chemical burn-in marks and stuff like that. And we could take it to another extreme, really work it out. But just to show you really quickly what the product does, how effectively it does it, we bring over our umbrella urn here, and we could start polishing it with our finger. Now this is a partially clear coated piece. So you got some of that chemical burn marks through the clear coat, which is a little tougher than a raw piece. And anytime you have chemical burn marks, you just work them in like this. Because eventually, you'll get it to the point where they're worked out. You can imagine what it would be like if it wasn't pre-soaked. Come back, dry buff it. Rotate your rag out, come back with a baby diaper cloth. Finish off with your microfiber cloth. Clean up your area, and then do the entire piece as the same likewise. Soaking, wiping, soaking, wiping. This ends our last demonstration of how to go ahead and deal with tarnishable metals. Drastic difference, dramatic results. That's what our product can do, and if our product can't do it, there's nothing else out there on the market that will.